What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the best movie related show here on YouTube. I am your host, John. Oh wait, hold on, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was somewhere else. I'm your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here on the Second Street Marvel for yet another edition of the morning movie chat. I hope you're all having a very good day today. I can tell you, guys, man, it's kind of seemed like it was a long night last night, and it seems like it's kind of an early morning today, but I don't know, could be just me. Then again, I hope you're all doing very well today. In case you don't know, it's almost Christmas. Christmas is almost here, right? Man, it seems like this year has just flown by. It seems like I've been running this. I've been doing this channel now for a little over a year, and this year has really just flown by for many different reasons out there that I could say. Just a whole lot of things going on in my life. I've had one hell of a year here, not only growing this channel, meeting a lot of great people like yourselves, but also just in my own business. I do run my own business, so things happen through the course of that. Back in God, what was it back in March? I was actually in a collision. Somebody ran a stop sign and totaled my work van, and it's been a pretty rough year ever since then. Samuel David, thank you so much for being here this morning. I hope you are doing very well today. And so yeah, guys, today I kind of want to talk a little bit about. I know I put in. I put it in the description about Rise of Skywalker, the box office numbers. They're in, and you know what, guys? I gotta tell you, apparently this movie's not doing too good at the box office, but I am one of those people. I don't really care. I don't care about box office numbers. I couldn't even tell you what the numbers are for this movie, the last movie, or any movie that came before it, because for me, it's not really a concern. And I know for some people it is, and for the most part, for a lot of people, really, most of the public at large, it's really irrelevant. I honestly, for me myself, I don't wonder. I wonder why people worry about box office numbers so much. Like the people that need to worry about that are the industry people. Like the people the people at the studios, the people who are making the movies and things like that. I find it really weird. The people look into these numbers. You know what I mean? Like and I mean just like your average person, like me or you, just those kind of people, because like what does it what I mean, let me know down in the comments below if you're here and you're into the box office numbers. What do they mean to you? I mean, do you care about box office numbers? Do they affect you going to see the movie, or what's the deal there? For me, I honestly don't know, because like I said, for me, like, I'm gonna go watch a movie regardless of what box office numbers are. I'm gonna like a movie regardless of what box office numbers are. There are great movies out there that have flopped at the box office that are great movies. That doesn't make them bad movies just because they didn't have a good time at the box office. But I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I mean, do you think that these numbers are anything major or anything big for anybody other than the people in the studios? Maybe obviously there are other, like, there's sites out there like Rotten Tomatoes and things like that. They probably take those kinds of things into account, or Box Office Mojo, who that's kind of their job, is to get those numbers and kind of round them up and things like that for people to see. I just gotta say, largely for me, I don't care. Like Avengers Endgame breaks however $1 billion and becomes the biggest grossing movie at the box office ever. I don't care. I don't care. I watch Avengers Endgame anyway. I like Avengers Endgame anyway. I went and seen it 4 times at the theater anyway. I mean, I contributed to that, I guess, but that's really all the further I look into those kinds of things. It just for me, I don't know why people spend so much time obsessing about it. Like I already see people online, friends that I follow here on YouTube, friends I have made here through YouTube, that are overly concerned about this thing. Like I know, just a few minutes ago, I was over at the Den of Nerds, one of the channels I absolutely love and support them 100%. They were doing a video on the box office and stuff like that, and everybody was in the chat, wanted to talk about the movie and not the box office, and. And I get it, so he went ahead and ended it, and he's probably going to be starting a stream soon. Back over there, Josh will be talking about the movie, and like I said, for me, I don't care about box office numbers, and I think largely a lot of people don't really care about them. But we do see people out there, making the videos and stuff like that. Like even one of my good friends, Drunk 3PO over here. He did a video about the box office numbers. This Rise of Skywalker is a flop, and all these kinds of things. And I don't care. And I'm not saying I don't care about Drunk 3PO or Josh at the Den of Nerds or anything like that. Like, but when it comes to these box office numbers, I'm like Tommy Lee Jones in the Fugitive. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Speaking of which, have you guys seen The Fugitive? Man, that's a great movie. I need to own that. Why don't I own that movie? I need to go buy that movie. Because remember, you guys know what movie I'm talking about, right? The Fugitive. There's The Fugitive, U.S. Marshals, and there's another one too. That's like a third movie, and those it kind of all ties together. Has like some of those same characters in there and everything. What is that third movie? Do you guys know what it is? I can't remember. I need to go back and watch those because they're great movies. But yeah, like I said, for me, I don't care about the box office numbers. The people in the industry should be worried about those numbers more so than we should be. Again, I'm not one that lets the box office numbers dictate whether I'm going to go see a movie, whether I enjoyed a movie, or anything like that. But let me know what your thoughts are about that down in the comments below. And also, I mean, for me, and again, I'm not knocking anybody's videos or anything. For me, it's just silly to sit around and talk about box office numbers. I don't know, but I don't think anybody's dumb for doing it. It's just like for me, like I said, I don't really look into it that much because they largely mean nothing to me, and for the most part, they don't really affect any of us in the first place. Other than the fact that if a movie does bad at the box office, we might not get a sequel or another one in a similar franchise and things like that. So I mean, there are things that are important about those numbers. There certainly are. I mean, they impact the movies that we're going to be seeing at the theater. That's for sure. But beyond that, when it comes down to the actual numbers themselves, I guess I don't really look into them or take them into account when it comes to those kinds of things. But let's see who all we got here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about box office numbers down in the comments below. Let's see, Samuel David, good morning. How are you? Sub Money says the movie still made money. I love your shirt. Looks awesome. Oh yeah, that was the Han Solo shirt. When you go to Disneyland, they have the shirts. They have the his and her shirts. Yeah, I know. I know it's cheesy, right? It's cheesy. It is. Yeah, it's okay. But my wife has one, and the one with Leia says "I love you," and then the one with Han Solo obviously says "I know," right? But right? See what I did there? Sub Money says, I don't care about box office stuff. That's them. Yeah, and that's what I said. I mean, but there are people out there who care about those numbers, and hey, I get it, and that's fine. I can't knock anybody for that. But to me, I don't know. I guess I never really look into them. Like, I'm just concerned if I go to a movie and I like the movie, and then I'm also and I'm not concerned about it, but I actually care about hearing other people's thoughts and opinions on the movie. Not really box office numbers. But again, that's just me. Samuel David says, I think people look at those numbers because if the numbers are low and you didn't like the movie, it justifies your opinion. Like you are not the only one who didn't like it. Yeah, I can. Yeah, good point there, Samuel David. That's a very good response. And for me, like, I see what you're saying, and certainly a lot of people do that. But I like when it comes to the box office numbers, or even other people's opinions about the movie. Like, I don't let that justify whether I like a movie or not. But certainly there are plenty of people who do that. And like I said, I like a movie. If I like a movie, I like it regardless of the box office numbers, regardless of somebody else didn't like it, regardless of if one of my favorite YouTubers did or didn't like it as well, or favorite critics or reviewers or anything like that. Because I mean, I can tell you, there's plenty of movies out there that I like that aren't good movies. Isn't that terrible to say? I like movies that aren't good. Like, look at Daredevil. That movie, and I don't know, how did that movie do at the box office? But Daredevil, with the Ben Affleck Daredevil, like, I like the movie. It's not a great movie, but one of the things I always take into account, these days, especially in 2019 or getting ready to go into 2020 here, somebody would look back at Daredevil when it came out, or even like today, and be like, that movie is garbage. That movie sucks. But the thing is when back in, God, what was that, 2003 when that came out? 2002? I think it might have been '03, might have been '04. I don't know, maybe I'm losing track of time because I'm getting old. But when that movie came out, people, that movie was like, it was a pretty big movie. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of the movies that helped pave the way to where we are now with these with the superhero movies at the box office and things like that at the theaters. So to me, like, I don't look down on those kinds of movies. You know, I look, because I largely I have fond memories of watching those movies just because it's not the greatest movie in the world doesn't mean that that I can't enjoy it and for what it is, because like I said, I do still like it. I could probably say the same thing about the Punisher, the Thomas Jane Punisher. That was one of those movies too. I'm sure it didn't blow away box office numbers or anything like that, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who didn't like it, but for me, I thought the movie was great in portraying the actual, like Frank Castle and the Punisher. Now, sure, I mean, Thomas Jane isn't like the biggest guy in stature and, some super, Billy badass or anything, but I thought the movie for what it was really, really great. Dog School, hello, how are you doing this morning? Sub Money says, I care about content, not numbers. Yeah, exactly, and that's me, and I think largely everybody's kind of the same way. But I think a lot of people do still look at the numbers, and I don't think I think a lot of people that even look at the numbers and talk about the numbers, I don't think they necessarily care about the numbers. It's just something else to talk about, and I'm not saying that they're just looking for something to talk about, but I think it's just something else to report on. To maybe gain people's perspectives and their thoughts when it comes to these movies as well. So again, I don't knock it. It's just I know for me, it's nothing I really look into. So yeah. Samuel Davis is me. I like what I like, and I agree with you. I'm going to watch something regardless of numbers if I'm interested. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I feel the same way. Samuel Davis says The Fugitive was amazing. I know, man, such a great movie. It really was, or is, I guess. It really is. Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. That's not the one though. Right? No, because it was U.S. Marshals, the one that had Robert Downey Jr. in it too, where he was the bad guy and he was the cuffs thing with his glasses and yeah. But yeah, those were great movies, and I can't remember who made those movies either. But those are certainly some of those good kind of action, kind of thriller kind of movies. Definitely good stuff. Maverick, I knew Maverick Pilgrim, if he came in here, was gonna say something. Still talking those numbers. Yeah, man. Yeah, pretty much just talking about how I don't really look into them. But again, like I said, I don't knock people for talking about them because it is certainly a subject of conversation when it comes to movies like The Rise of Skywalker. I think it does have there is a relevant reason for the people want to talk about those box office numbers when it comes to like a movie like The Rise of Skywalker, when we know that Disney and Star Wars have obviously had their issues in recent years when it comes to those kinds of things. So I think when it comes to a movie like this, it's something very relevant when there's been so much pushback in the fan communities for a property like Star Wars. So I do think that it's a relevant conversation to have when talking about these things. And largely, I know there's, a lot of people out there when it comes to this movie talking about, oh, Kathleen Kennedy being fired and all this kinds of stuff and this and that. And I don't know how much Star Wars took to make or anything like that, but I'm sure that it's probably still going to make money. And that's the ultimate thing, it might not profit a whole lot, but it's still going to make money. And, like I said, people talking about Kathleen Kennedy being fired and all those kinds of things. I think if anything, she's in the position where she don't necessarily have to worry about being fired. I could be wrong, because largely, I mean, while the movie may not be successful, it's still making money, and Disney's still not hurting from it. Because I know that's one of the things, a lot of people out there talk about, like boycotting the movie and these kinds of things. If we boycott the movie and it don't make money, they'll improve these things and all this and that. And I don't think that Star Wars is going to be one of those franchises that's going to lose money. Now, however, the numbers could dip when it comes to a movie like things in the Star Wars franchise, and maybe that's when Disney will look at, like, okay, like, these movies aren't as profitable as we'd like. We need to change something, and hopefully, hopefully they look into the numbers like that, because, and not to say that I think Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired or anything like me. I just want good movies, and I don't think while I do think there is plenty of fault to go around for what's been going on in these movies, I think she's definitely one of the people at fault for some of the goods and some of the bads when it relates to these Star Wars films here as of late. But again, I don't know that it's if she does end up losing her job or getting fired from her position there with Disney and Lucasfilm, it's largely not going to be because it's not pulling in numbers, because it's still pulling in numbers, and that's why these movies will pull in numbers regardless of anything. Because I mean, Star Wars is one of the biggest franchises in the world, if not the biggest franchise. Plus, it's one of the longest going, aside from if you look at Star Trek. There's really Star Trek and Star Wars. Now, I know you could easily say, well, hey, there's Superman. Superman's been around forever. Batman's been around forever. All these things, but not like in movie form. And I know there's certainly plenty of God, wouldn't it? Didn't Bob Hope was it Bob Hope that did like a thing of Superman on TV back in the day and all that kind of stuff? But again, that wasn't that wasn't the big screen or anything like that. I think it was Bob Hope, wasn't it? I don't know, man. But yeah, I don't know. So I mean, I certainly get it, but yeah, I think that's one of the things with Star Wars, and I'm sure that Disney will look at those kinds of things and be like, okay, like maybe we do really need to reevaluate what they're doing, which I think is something that they've kind of done already with Rise of Skywalker and trying to do a course correction. Something else they're trying to do with the Mandalorian series as well is trying to recorrect the course of exactly what's been happening with their Star Wars franchise, and that is a good thing, and that's where those numbers should be good and help make that difference is in getting us and I can't even say better movies, because for just because you don't like it, there are plenty of people out there who do like it, you know what I mean? So hopefully it just makes them kind of maybe self-reflect to bring us something that's a little more appealing to a wider audience, because I think that's largely what it's been. So let's see. Sub Money says, still they're going to make Star Wars movies after the Rise of Skywalker, despite what people say. Yeah, agreed. I think they are, and I think it was funny because I actually heard. I think even Josh at the Den of Nerds was speaking about something that that I had kind of said too, and I mean, he may have said it before as well. I'm not saying that he copied me or anything, but and that is the fact that I think there was a mistake with them saying like this is the end of this saga, the end of this Skywalker saga, because you go out there, no matter what movie it is, you say the end, the end, the end, and it puts that in the back of people's mind, and it's like the end. Okay, so do I even need to go support this movie? Do I even need to watch anything after this movie? Hell, it's the end. Why should I keep hanging around? You know what I mean? Because they did the same thing with Avengers Endgame, and we know that after Avengers Endgame, there are plenty of fans out there who are pretty much done with the MCU and the Marvel movies after Avengers Endgame. Now, I will say that there are a lot of those same people who are saying that, who are people who are out there that are just like, oh, the agenda based stuff in these movies and la la la, like we haven't really got a whole lot of that out of the Marvel Studios films. So when people say that, like, I just want to roll my eyes in the back of my head so hard that well, I guess they wouldn't fall out, but they'd be rolled in the back of my head, okay? Because largely I haven't really seen any of that agenda based stuff in any of the Marvel movies. And really, I don't think there was really even anything like agenda based stuff in the Star Wars stuff. It just happens to be that there were some political allegories made during, especially like The Last Jedi, that were very on the nose. So I understand why somebody could and would say that. I understand. I get that criticism when it comes to The Last Jedi. I understand that. Let's see. Dog School says, "What's up?" Alex Dobbs, thank you so much for being here. Maverick Pilgrim says, "Yeah, decision makers and make decisions based on the numbers. That's the only reason I care." Yeah, yeah, certainly. And I remember you'd said that there in Josh's live stream over there on the Den of Nerds. And yeah, I get it for that reason, but they I mean they have access to those numbers, and they know those numbers a lot better than just the ones that we're getting from things like the Box Office Mojo and just the other people out there who are kind of gathering all that information. They have their finger very much on the pulse of those box office numbers. I can guarantee you, probably down to the exact cent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and but that is the reason. That is really the only reason most of us should care about those box office numbers when it comes to, okay, what are the people at the studios going to think? Are they going to make another one of these movies? Are they going to decide to curb that and maybe try something else? Which obviously that's kind of what we're getting with Star Wars, is they are kind of going to be curbing what they're doing currently and moving on into a new phase of Star Wars films. But let me ask you guys, do you think the Skywalker saga is really over? I mean, are they done with the Skywalkers and everything like that? Are they just going to move on in the franchise and do some different movies? Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Now, the reason I ask that is because of the way that the Rise of Skywalker ended, right? Now, if you did or didn't see the movie kind of ends in a spot where it doesn't seem like the whole Skywalker thing has ended. If anything, it's just launching it into the future. But that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Curtis YZ, what's up, my brother? How you doing? He says, I can't wait for this summer's blockbuster box office numbers. The teaser trailer. Which number will win? Right? Hey, that's a good box office numbers. The teaser trailer. That's good, man. That's good. Aggressively Relaxed says, people are not as mad about this Star Wars like The Last Jedi. And me and the other fans hate content industry is falling apart, but you don't care? How am I supposed to feed my kids if people like this movie? Aggressively Relaxing, brother. You too funny, man. You are too funny, dude. Like, you constantly get me chuckling every time, man. Get me chuckling every time. But if you guys did go see Rise of Skywalker this weekend, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, because I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. And be honest, be honest. Don't be afraid to be honest. I don't care. I don't care whether you did or didn't like the movie. I don't care your level of anger and hate for the movie, or your level of love for the movie. I mean, I care in the fact that I want to hear your thoughts on it, but like I don't care in the sense that I'm not gonna say that you're wrong for liking it, or that you're a bad person for liking it, or that you're stupid or dumb for liking it or hating it or anything like that. Hey, man. That's the one thing that I always talk about here at this channel. Like, I want to just hear your thoughts on it, regardless of whether you like or dislike it, because that's the most important thing, is for us to come together and talk about those things. Maverick Pilgrim says, people make fun of stuff being cheesy, but they sit there and stare at the waiter while the Parmesan piles on. Just say when. Right? Yeah. Oh man, that's good. Very good analogy there. Sub Money says Daredevil is awesome. Character and the Punisher. Yeah. I was gonna say, and yeah, those movies in particular, I like those, and obviously, the Punisher was a much better movie than the Daredevil movie was. But yeah, I definitely like it. Maverick Pilgrim says, "You're so punk rock with your nonchalant attitude toward the box office numbers." Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I think they're relevant, but for us as a viewing audience, for the most part, they're not really, other than how they do affect what the studios are going to do moving forward. Curtis YZ says, I had it had a strong beginning. I feel Daredevil. Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was a good movie. Like they're like, obviously, like, they had Bullseye in it, and I think Colin Colin Farrell did a good job in the role, but I felt like his character was really cheesy at the same time too. While he was still a formidable opponent, like there was that cheese factor about the movie, and I'm okay with cheese, because to me, when I see stuff sometimes that's cheesy in a movie, it just shows to me that people are having fun making a movie, and I think that is something that's very important when it comes to these films. Aggressively Relaxing says Star Wars will make more money in birthday party napkins than 90% of films will take in their total run and at home sales. That's a very good point. Aggressively relaxing, and that's not a lie. That's not a lie. Is that they will take a lot of money in birthday napkins? Because I know I've got 3 kids myself, man, and don't think that we don't have birthday parties for them occasionally. And yeah, we get some of those cheesy napkins. We certainly do. Um, uh, Curtis YZ says, I liked U.S. Marshals better. Oh, okay, yeah, and that's fair enough. To me, I think I'd have to rewatch them to say which one I think is better because they're both pretty good movies. But I can't remember what that third one was. I know there was U.S. Marshals, there was The Fugitive, and there's one other one that's like a third. It's almost like a trilogy of those movies with those same characters in there. I'm gonna have to look that up eventually. And if you guys know what it is, let me know down in the comments below. Sub Money says the Black Widow trailer was awesome. Yes, the Black Widow trailer is absolutely awesome. Like I don't know, man. It's like the trailer itself, and then that music that's there in the background, that dun 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 dun. Right? You like that? You like that, huh? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I could do. I could give what's his name? That Michael. Oh man, what is that guy's name? You know who I'm talking about from Police Academy? I could give him a run for his money. Dun 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 dun. But yeah, Black Widow is gonna be great, and that brings that. Speaking of Black Widow trailer, the movie looks great. You guys know I'm all in on that. It's MCU. Love Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson, great actress, and just this movie looks really great. But then, guys, I'm telling you, that Wonder Woman 84 trailer, dude, I'm telling you, every single time I watch that trailer, I get more and more pumped up. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me want to jump out of my seat and scream and, like, yeah, yeah, Wonder Woman! Because it's that good. It's just a great trailer. And plus, I mean, what Patty Jenkins did with that first Wonder Woman movie was great, man. I mean, that was, seriously, that is, come on, guys, let's give it up. That's the best of the DC of those DC movies that have come out recently. It really is, and yeah, I just it was a great movie, and believe me, I'm hyped up to see Wonder Woman, and I'm not even a person like I don't even think Gal Gadot is a great actress. I mean, she's decent, but Patty Jenkins does a really good job playing to her strengths as an actress. Like, imagine if imagine if Gal Gadot had the acting chops that Scarlett Johansson does. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like she'd be a complete package, just like Scarlett Johansson. She had the look, she had the talent, and she got the movies. I mean, she's got 2 of those. She got 2 out of 3. She got the looks and she's got the movies. You know what I mean? She's there in the blockbusters. The only thing she needs to do is grow in her acting skills. And I think it seems like she's kind of been doing that, but she hasn't been in a whole lot of movies neither. And I think that's why she needs to get out of doing a Wonder Woman and get in some more maybe dramatic kind of roles and even some more comedic roles to just kind of get out of her comfort zone to where she has to push and get better. And that's what's going to make her develop as an actor, really. And again, not saying she's terrible. She doesn't suck. It's just that she needs to grow in her acting skills, definitely. Social Introvert TV, thank you so much for being here. Says it depends on the film for me, but a franchise like Star Wars, I would expect for hardcore fans to pay attention to everything, including the numbers. I just want more Mandalorian. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, definitely more Mandalorian. And can we get more Cara Dune? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Um, Julie, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Wished upon a vlog. I hope you're doing well today. Or I think where you're at, it could be late afternoon or evening even. But thank you so much for being here. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. Um, but yeah, Social Introvert TV. Yeah, I think, and again, I don't know, like even hardcore fans, I don't know why the numbers mean so much more than the content anyway. I mean, it should be the movie and the content of the movie. But I see what you're saying there. I get you, Social Introvert. I get you. Maverick Pilgrim says, sadly, I think a lot of fans want Kathleen Kennedy fired, so they want Episode 9 to fail. Oh, it jumped on me here. Um, Man, you guys are being pretty active in the comments, guys, today, guys. Thank you. I think a lot of fans want Kathleen Kennedy fired, so they want Episode 9 to fail. What kind of fan are you when you want the thing you love to do poorly? What's wrong with people? I absolutely agree with you 100% there, Maverick Pilgrim. And that's largely why, there's several channels out there that I've seen where, they're like, "Oh, I love Star Wars." But then everything you see is them talking trash about Star Wars. There's like, I've seen several channels out there like that. Even comic book channels as well. Like, "Oh, I love comic books," and if there's a channel out there called "I Love Comic Books," I'm not talking about you specifically because I don't know, because I don't even know if your channel exists. But like, "I love comic books," but then all you do is talk trash about comic books. Like, do you love them? I get that you love them and maybe you don't like what's going on in them, but like a lot of these channels I see out there, they never talk about anything they actually love about Star Wars or about the comic books or about those kinds of things, you know what I mean? And to me, I think that's one thing. Like, if you say that you love Star Wars or you say you love comic books, you better damn well make some videos showing your love of these things, not just what you don't want to see in them or what you don't like about them. That's if you ask me. I could be totally wrong. Snowdub Music and Entertainment says, "Jenner check." Good morning, my bigots. How you doing, Snowdub? I hope you're doing well. And you guys should make sure you guys go and check out each other's any of these other creators' channels out there. Snowdub Music and Entertainment, Julie over at Wished Upon a Vlog, Social Introvert TV. Do you have an actual channel where you do videos on? I don't know. I'll have to go check it out. Definitely go and check out Curtis YZ as well. I love his intros that he uses on his videos too. Aggressively relaxing. All great. All great creators here. Good people. Sub Money says, you like Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica. I haven't watched Battlestar Galactica at all since like I was a little kid. I do remember liking it when I was a little kid, but I can say it hasn't really gained my attention since I've been an adult. And Star Trek, I like Star Trek, but I gotta admit I don't think I've seen the last two Star Trek movies. I think, and I never really watched the shows except for like the old show, like the Star Trek, the New Generation, and all that stuff. I never watched any of those shows like at all. Never watched them. But I would say I like them in the sense that I'm willing to watch them and not just be like, "Oh, Star Trek sucks." In that sense, Stories by Irish. Thank you so much for being here. It says morning. Or actually, Mernin. All good. Maverick Pilgrim says, there's Doctor Who. On second thought, maybe that's a bad example of a long-running successful franchise. I don't know that it is. I don't know that it is. Have they? I don't know that they've really done any movies, but they have been around. Doctor Who has been around for a long time. Yeah, that's another good one. Good. Yeah, another good one to point out. Aggressively Relaxing says, Kathleen is arguably one of the most successful producers in history, but to be fair, she also just made another one of the most profitable films in history. Rip, rest in peace, Kate's career. Am I right? right. And that's the thing. And I think she's in a position where she's not just going to be outright fired from Disney or Lucasfilm because of this movie. I just don't think that's going to happen because largely she's been there for a while and there has been plenty of successes. Disney's pockets aren't hurting, and that's ultimately what I say. That's why I think boycotts are silly. I'm not saying that they're pointless, but also with largely we know there's a lot of people out there like, "Oh, let's not go see this movie. Let's boycott this movie and not go see it, and they'll listen to us." But the thing I think about that is, are you really hurting their pockets? Are you really hurting their pockets? And while I think that there's probably a dip in the numbers somewhere, I don't think that it's big enough that they are going to make big drastic decisions based on that dip in the numbers. However, I do think they will do everything they can to course correct based on those numbers. I certainly do. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Stories by Iris says, David Tennant was hilarious, but I still like the ninth better. You know what? David Tennant he's a great actor. I've never watched him in Doctor Who, but I did see him in, what was it, Jessica Jones? That dude is great, man. I loved seeing him in Jessica Jones when he was on there. Freaking great stuff. He's one of those guys that it would be great to see him actually come into the MCU to play a character. Maybe he could play Reed Richards. Nah, I don't know. Maybe he's getting a little up there in age to do that. For it to be, like a 10-year long thing, or however long they want him to be in that role. But it would be great to see him actually come into the MCU as well. Um, Maverick Pilgrim says Doctor Who is my favorite current series. They barely make anymore. Oh yeah, well that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. I mean, I know what that's like, as a fan, and that's pretty much what it was when we were growing up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these things were few and far between, and I think that's sometimes a good thing when we're getting a little bit fewer and far between, because you hold those things a little more dear. You don't. I don't know. You don't take advantage of what you have. I guess. Maverick Pilgrim says, "Let's make it artisan. People don't mind an average of 4 episodes a year. Fans love it. Savor it." Oh, yeah. See, I think you're kind of, reflecting exactly what I just said there. Stories by Irish says, "I was cool with the idea that the doctor went the female route, but damn it, the least they could have done was make him a redhead." I'll agree with you there. Who doesn't love a redhead? Who doesn't? If you don't like gingers, let me know down in the comments below, and we're gonna make fun of you for not liking gingers. What's wrong with you? um, Maverick Pilgrim says, "I think the end of the saga means they want to love on from just want to move on from just movies. I think the storyline in trilogies. At worst, it was a really bad marketing gimmick. Yeah, and I think that's true. I think it was just a bad marketing gimmick. Just like the end of, like, to me, the end of, just, it just sounds bad, because it does put that in a lot of people's minds that it's the end. Like, okay, well, why do I need to pay attention to it then? But yeah, and I guess they got to do something to market the movie. It just, the end sounds bad, unless maybe that's the name of, like, the movie or something like that, or maybe I don't know. There's a lot of reasons where that I think it would be bad, but I'm suppose in some instances it could be a good thing. Just kind of depends. Social Introvert TV says, "No, they will come up with a way. Rey could have children and be made into a whole other extension of the Skywalker saga." Absolutely, and that's kind of what I'm feeling. That's kind of how I felt at the end of this movie. I'm like, this doesn't seem like it's the end. It just seems like there's just going to be more going forward. Going forward. Somebody says, "I also love video game franchises such as Halo, Mass Effect, and Fallout." Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And I love Doom. Yes, Doom. I'm guessing you're talking about the game Doom, right? The first-person shooter game. Stories by Irish says, my fiance and I used to play Halo all the time. I don't think I ever played Halo. I certainly don't own any. I don't think I've played it though neither. Maverick Pilgrim says, "I really enjoyed the Rise of Skywalker. I liked that it answered questions but maintained some mysteries." You know what? And I'll definitely on that second part statement. And I enjoyed the Rise of Skywalker as well. I liked it. It did answer some questions, and it maintains some mysteries. It maintains some mysteries is a good thing, and that's where I know there's people out there like, "Oh, this movie has plot holes in it, or this or that, or this or that." Guys, until we know what's going on later, because I hear people say that constantly about the MCU movies, like, "Oh, this movie's filled with plot holes." Plot holes? They're still making movies. You think maybe they're leaving loose ends out there to build on later. That's what I ultimately say about when it comes to plot holes. When people make some of those comments. Now, if it was just a standalone movie, just like a one-off movie that we know we're not getting anymore. Yes, I'll completely give you the whole plot hole thing if there are those in there. But again, some of that should be left up to mysteries as well. There should be. I still feel, even in a one-off movie, there still should be some questions left unanswered, because it helps build that mystery. It helps leave that thing in your head that you're like, "Ooh, what was that all about?" and leaves you to theorizing. Dark Skull says, "Okay, I'm back. Disney lost money from the Rise of Skywalker, right?" I honestly don't know. I do not know about that. And the thing is like, so far in the weekend, perhaps, but over the long run of the film, how does that work out? That's ultimately what I think is more important than just what they made this weekend. Although this weekend does have a big impact going into next weekend and the future of the film. Now, however, I do also think that this movie in this opening weekend could be somewhat affected by the fact that Christmas is here as well. You know, people maybe they're out getting their last minute shopping done. Maybe they're too busy with family and everything in town and they haven't got out to see the movie yet. Maybe they're waiting to go see it on Christmas. Maybe they're waiting to see it after Christmas. Maybe they're waiting for the new year. There's a whole bunch of different possibilities out there when it comes to things like that. Submoney says, I also love Warhammer 40K. It's another awesome franchise. Okay, yeah, and isn't Warhammer that's another game as well, if I'm not mistaken. Aggressively Relaxing says the box office down because the strong Christian conservative message that JJ was brave enough to deliver in this new installment. Liberal media hates it. Oh man. Aggressively, you're so funny, dude. Oh man, Stories by Iris says, what? What Christian message? um, Chances are Aggressively Relaxing just joking around. He's a funny dude, man. Aggressively Relaxing is, man. You guys should go check out his channel for sure. Curtis YZ says, I didn't know there's a third. There's a third. Oh man, I must have missed something here. A third what? Oh, when the heck when the heck did that become a thing? Oh man, I'm guessing maybe you're still responding to Aggressively Relaxing. Yeah, he's I'm sure more than likely he's just kidding. A glitter and tuck tape, glitter and tuck tape, glitter and duct tape. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing very well. Sith Lord, thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Submoney says, Second Street Marvel, do you like fan films? I can't say I've really watched a whole lot of them. I know I watched one on Moon Knight not too long ago that's here on YouTube. I'm not against fan films. I don't really watch a whole lot of them. Not for reasons that I don't care about them or anything, but I'm into it. I don't mind fans going out there and making films. I think the only thing is sometimes, man, got to be careful, fans, because some of those studios and stuff out there who own those IPs will get mad at you and sue your ass. So you got to be careful. Aggressively Relaxing says, Gal Gadot, not a great actress. Someone hasn't seen Wreck-It Ralph 2. I have seen Wreck-It Ralph 2. I own it. Aggressively Relaxing. How dare you come into my live stream and make assumptions about me and what I... Oh. Sith Lord says, that movie sucked. Oh, which one? Wreck-It Ralph 2? Or... Which movie? Which movie? I'm a little behind in the chat here, so I'm trying to catch up here, but you guys are so active, and that's awesome. I thank you all so much for being here once again. Maverick Pilgrim says, are we being spoiler free in the stream? No, go ahead. You can spoil away if you want. I'm sure that most of the people here have seen the movie if they want to see it, and if those who haven't, we might get into spoilers here for the Rise of Skywalker. So let it be known, we might get into those because I've seen the movie. It's been the weekend. I think plenty of us have had time to see the movie. If you're one of the hardcore nerds that wants to go out and see it, and if you're not, I mean, and I'm not saying you couldn't be one of the hardcore nerds that didn't get out to see it. I'm just saying that yeah, we can get into spoilers. Don't worry about that. He says, I would hate to be that guy. No, you're good, Maverick. We're good here. For me, I think it's been longer than a day. It's been the whole weekend. So the people who really, and I'm putting that many reallys because there's probably people out there who really want to see the movie, just haven't had the chance to because maybe work or other obligations out there. I think most of the people have seen it that really want to go see it for the most part. Social Introvert says, I didn't really like The Rise of Skywalker at all. None of it made sense, but it's okay for casual fans to love and enjoy it. No need to bash them for it. Okay, now, the one thing I will say about one part of your comment there, Social Introvert TV, and this was something I said on Mad Max's stream yesterday, because I was over, if you guys don't follow Mad Max the Mandalorian, I can't blame you if you don't because maybe he's not your cup of tea. So hey, it's all good. But me, I like I like Mad Max. He's an all right guy, and he's been trying to get people out there who have differing opinions out there on his show to talk about those kinds of things, and I think that's a very admirable thing he's been doing. But you say that none of it made sense, but it's okay for casual fans. And here's the one thing that I've said on Max's stream yesterday is, who are you to say who is a casual fan and who isn't? It's not up to you or me or anyone else to determine somebody else's level of fandom, whether they're a casual fan or a hardcore fan. I haven't read any of the EU or anything like that, but I grew up with Star Wars. It's been a part of my life for 40 years. Okay? So for anybody to say that like I'm a casual fan just because I don't like the EU, or because I like the Rise of Skywalker, or because I like the Last Jedi or the Force Awakens, and I don't like the prequels, and I do like the prequels. I'm just using that as an example. Is in no way any indication that I'm just a casual fan. It's not up to us as fans to determine somebody else's level of fandom. And I think I'm not saying that you're like a jerk or anything here, social introvert. I just want to give you some insight to me when I hear these kinds of things out there, because I think statements like that start to draw start to make people upset in the fan community, and like because like who are you to say who is what level of fan, their level of fandom in there? Just because I'm not into the EU means I'm not a hardcore fan of Star Wars. You know what I mean? And I think that's where a lot of divide and a lot of things come out there in the fan community. Is like, it's not up to you to determine my level of fandom. Just because I've never read the EU doesn't mean I'm not hardcore and I'm not into it. It's bullshit, as a matter of fact. And I think that's where some of the some of the discourse, some discourse comes in at, is because we largely see a lot of that from people in the fandom menace, from people who are Raylo shippers, from people who are whatever little faction, whatever little sect of fandom you belong in. It's absolute bullshit for anybody out there to say what level of fan that you are. Just because you feel so strongly about this doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't feel can't be a hardcore fan. You know what I mean? And I think it's absolute bullshit when people do that, because it's not up to you, it's not up to me or anybody else to determine what else somebody else's level of fandom. Just because I'm not foaming at the mouth, upset and pissed off about The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker or The Force Awakens or this sequel trilogy or anything like that, is absolute bullshit for me or anybody else to pigeonhole somebody else out there and say what their level of fandom is. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about you, Social Introvert TV, because largely I think a lot of people don't think about that when they make these statements out there. I just think a lot of people don't think about those things when it comes to that. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about you, Social Introvert TV. I think you're a good person, and I haven't seen you being a jerk. And exactly what you said, because you even follow that up with, "There's no need to bash them for it." So I mean, we can see that you're a rational individual out there when it comes to your opinions and other people's opinions out there. But I just think that it's and I think I even said the same thing. Abu Nas, who he's one of the more hardcore fandom ministers out there. I even left a comment on a video that he did yesterday talking about that too, where I feel it's not up to us to determine what level of fandom that somebody else is. You know what I mean? Like, if you love it, you love it. For me, that's it. And sure, there are probably different levels where there's levels of acceptance for these things out there. So, but I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying though. Sith Lord says this Star Wars is not what I love. It's been crap in my opinion, and she does a shitty job. I don't want Star Wars to fail, but I'm not gonna kiss ass for crap with a Star Wars rapper. Right? Hey, and that's good on you, Sith Lord. I can't fault you for that. No, not a problem with that at all. No wrong. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's what I mean to say. Checkpoint. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing, man? Hope you're doing well today. Let's see. Oh man, jumping around again on me here. Immortal Biggie Shack says, "Yo, what's up, man? How you doing, Immortal Biggie Shack?" As a matter of fact, Immortal Biggie Shack, I've got a video that I just shot here that I've got queued up that it's going to be premiering later this week, where I gave you a shout out in. So yeah, look forward to that. I think it's on my review for Gwenpool Strikes Back, or Gwenpool Goes Home in this case. Sir Noted a Lot says, "Tenet the movie looks promising. Have you seen the trailer?" Oh my god. I haven't seen the trailer for it. What I did see was when I went to see The Rise of Skywalker, they did this whole big what they call, I think they call it a prologue to the movie, which I'm sure was just clips, big long clip from the movie. And holy bejesus, man. That trailer blew my socks off. When it got done playing, I was hooting and hollering, man. That movie looks, I want to scream, but I try to keep it PG here on the morning movie chat. That movie looks freaking great, man. Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, or Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Move over, get out of here. Inception, beat it, beat it. This movie looks. Oh my god, that movie looks great. Um, Christopher Nolan, man, it looks. And I'm sure his the other Nolan, his brother is working with him on it too. More than likely, I'm guessing. They seem to work together. That movie looks. Oh, dude, that movie looks awesome. Like it's to me, it's just like that Wonder Woman trailer. Like I see it and I just want to hoot and holler, man. It looks great. I can't even really put into words how good that looks. Submoney says, I like redheads. Who doesn't, man? If you don't like redheads, let us know down in the comments below so we can just come at you and give you a hard time for your terrible opinions. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sith Lord says, I like good looking ginger chicks, and the others can go though. Doom is a fun game. Eternal looks good. Nice, nice. I think I've played Doom a couple of times, but I'm not really into a whole lot of first person shooters myself. Aggressively says, go watch the trailers for the for Return of the Jedi and the Rise and Return of the Jedi and Return or Rise of the Revenge of the Sith, the end of the saga. Right? Oh, does it say that on those? Huh? I'm not for sure, but you could be right. You could be right. I guess anything return of is the end, right? A majority of the MCU movies I thought were good, had little issues here and there, but nothing major overall. Yeah, me neither. And like even Captain Marvel for me, like I think it's a. Here's the thing: is I think Captain Marvel is a good movie. Does it have things that it could have done a whole lot better? Yes, yes, yes. But overall, like as a movie, it's a good movie. Now, from a fan standpoint of liking Captain Marvel, like the actual Captain Marvel, and what it done to that source material and everything, no, no, it wasn't good. Like I said, they took, they took the comic and they looked at it and they're like, ooh, Captain Marvel, ooh, ooh, let's go make a movie. That's largely what they did for that. They took and they tossed it out the window. But I think the movie is a good movie. There's just so much other controversy surrounding it as well that people obviously kind of ruled it out. But I do still like the movie, and as a movie, it is a good movie. But as paying respect to actual Marvel source material, it did a terrible job of it. But again, I think it's a good movie. There's some really good films out there. Yeah, there certainly is. Maverick Pilgrim says, here's what's funny about Star Wars canon. 15 years ago, random fantasy writer makes a random storyline about a force ability. Canon. JJ visually displays a new Sith power in the film. Heretic. Right, yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy, and just like with that whole canon thing and the EU and all of that kinds of stuff. And one thing I was even saying on Thursday, and maybe I went a little bit crazy with it when I was trying to talk about comic books, is I hear people out there saying that they want the EU to be in canon and all that kinds of stuff, and for them to draw from that for the movies. Most of those fans out there who are the EU fans don't like what Disney has done, and I think that it's a bunch of crap that they would like it if Disney went out there and pulled from the EU to bring into the movies. They wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like it. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. And if you're one of the EU fans out there and you feel differently, if you would feel okay with Disney taking the EU and pulling it into their movies and doing it, let me know down in the comments below. Because I feel, just from everything I've seen out there from everybody else, I think I'm right that those EU fans would not like it and would not want Disney to do that. But I'm open to being wrong about that. I'm open to being wrong about that. But I honestly don't think that anybody would be happy with that, or those EU fans would be happy about that. Sith Lord says, Wreck-It Ralph 2, 2nd Street. Like the first one, but the second was just blah. And I'll tell you for me what it was with the second was just blah. There, Sith Lord, is because by the time Wreck-It Ralph 2 came out, Emoji Movie had already done it. Emoji Movie made that movie before they did. And I think that's kind of a huge, not a huge failure on their part of Disney, but they did it already. So when I watched that movie, I was sitting there like, this really just seems like what the Emoji Movie was with Wreck It Ralph, reskinned. Social Introvert TV says, I saw cats. Scariest shit ever. Oh, man. No. Dude, what'd you go and watch cats for? And I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at what you said there, but that's funny. Yeah, I wouldn't go watch Cats at all. I'm not really big into musicals, but that one, I think I seen one of the trailers and I was like, ooh, no, no. And I know, I know my brother Damaj and I. From part of the Dark Council, he was saying on Fatal J's stream last night on their Keepers of the Force stream last night, he was saying that he's gonna go see it. He told his people he was going to go see it. People have kind of pressured him into go seeing it because he said he was going to go see it, and he's going to go see it. I'm like, bro, I don't care what I said. Okay, well, because for one, I wouldn't just outright say that I'm going to go watch a musical at the theater, but I don't care what kind of pressure people put me under. I would say I don't care. I'm not going to go watch Cats just to satisfy you. I'm sorry. I respect you and I love you being here on my channel. But if you expect me to go see Cats just to keep you as a subscriber here on my channel, just unsub now because I'm not gonna go do it. Because I couldn't do it. I could not do that. I couldn't. Just because I don't know. It looks bad. It just looked bad. Immortal Biggie Shack says Star Wars was a movie about butchering a giraffe with their feet, and and there would still be Hans saying it was good. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's it's just funny like how a lot of these things and that's the one thing I do like about even all the discourse when it comes to these franchises, especially like Star Wars, is the fact that we still have passionate fans, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's great that we have fans with that level of passion about these things, about these movies. But again, like we can keep it civil, guys. You know what I mean? Like we can. That's funny. A little big Shaq. Santon Smith says, "I want to see the Rise of Skywalker, but all the reviews thus far are turning me off. Should I go see it or wait?" Honestly, I can't. Like for me, I will tell you this. I would say go see it at the theater. If you have a theater near you, like my theater, Cinemark, does discount Tuesdays, and now I think they only do it if you're part of the movie club. I could be wrong there, but if you have a theater near you where you can go see it, or if somebody gives you a gift card or something to go see it where it's not coming out of your pocket. But I mean, if you're a fan of Star Wars, go see it because even just like The Last Jedi, it's beautifully shot. There's just beautiful things like the cinematics and all that kind of stuff. Beautiful movie. This is one of those movies you want to see on the big screen. I went and seen it on 3D, in 3D on Friday, and then yesterday I just seen it in IMAX, regular IMAX, yesterday with my family. And I'm telling you, like, it's a big, beautiful spectacle to see on the big screen. So for that, I would say absolutely go see it at the theater. But if you're at the point where you don't like what's going on with like the Disney and Star Wars stuff, I can't blame you for waiting to see it. But this movie is freaking great on the big screen. It's beautiful. So I would say weigh your decision making there definitely. I would go see it at the theater just for that, to see it on the big screen. Like I didn't go see Alita Battle Angel at the theater, and I regret it. When I got it home and I finally watched it on DVD after months of it being on DVD, I finally watched it. I was kicking myself. I'm like, holy crap, man! I knew I should have just went to see this movie at the theater. I knew I should have just went to see it, but pretty much after the first trailer, a lot of the marketing stuff kind of turned me off, so I didn't go see it at the theater. And and that's on me. That's totally on me. It wasn't on any other fans or anything like that. But yeah, I would say weigh your options there. If there's a discount day, go and see it on the discount day. You get a gift card for the movie theater or something. Definitely go see it. But if you're that hesitant, I would wait. Samson Smith says, by the way, respect you and Um, Man, who's MM? I might be missing something here, but thank you. I greatly appreciate that, and like I said, I respect people's thoughts and opinions on stuff. Anyway, I'm not one of those people who's going to say that somebody is dumb for having their own thoughts and opinions on something, even if I disagree with him, except for maybe on two particular things out there in this world, but they don't really pertain to anything we talk about here on the channel. Checkpoint says, very true. Aggressively relaxing says, a horrible person can find any message they are looking for in a Star Wars film. Rey's faith in God helped her save the day. Also, people working together in the in the end is socialism. Right, right. Yeah, I hear you there. Aggressively relaxing, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Anybody can find whatever message like. I could go through a whole bunch of movies and things like that and find messages in them if I really wanted to and bring them out to the forefront. Like I could tell you about Frozen 2 and how that movie is ultimately about immigration and Trump's wall. Yeah. I could do that if I wanted to. I could tell you about that because it's in there. It's in there if that's what you want to see. If that's what you want to pull out of it, it's there. But the movie's not about that. You know what I mean? But it's there. Sith Lord says Lucas could do we wanted his we he wanted his or was his creation. Oh man, I was probably sure it was Lucas could do sure. Oh man, I missed something there. Aggressively relaxing says, "Yeah, go see the Rise of Skywalker. It was an awesome movie, Stanton." Yeah, and I agree. Like I said, if you're really that hesitant, I don't want to put you out the money if you don't want to go see it. But I would say just for the spectacle that it is to see it on the big screen, definitely. USA, that's funny. Curtis YZ says, The Rise of Skywalker, 7 out of 10. I gave it, but I gotta go to work later, y'all. All right, man, take it easy, Curtis YZ. And 7 out of 10, I'd say that's pretty fair. That might actually be a little more than I give it. I might be more around like 6.5, maybe, out of 10. Social introvert says, "Oh no, I get exactly what you're saying, dude. You got a point. Oh yeah, no, and yeah, again, like I said, I wasn't trying to, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you or that you're a jerk or anything. So I think you understand. But yeah, and that's like I said, for me, I think that's one of the things that causes some of the discourse between fans is when somebody says like, oh, like just because like somebody that's so passionate about it means that somebody else can't, be a hardcore fan neither. I think you got what I said though. But yeah. Certainly, and thank you, social introvert, for understanding that. And I think I've said enough to intricate my point there. So yeah. Aggressively relaxing says, I was the first person ever to make videos about Star Wars, so I can totally decide your fandom level. He's not kidding. The grandfather of the fandom menace. Oh man, Max Santiago, thank you so much for being here this morning. I hope you're doing well. And Max, I think I've seen you was talking about possibly starting a YouTube channel as well. I think you should. I think most people should. It's a good avenue to express your opinions and things like that. And for me, it's better than typed text because you can actually see somebody's face face to face. Where in type, people aren't the best at, especially with social media, aren't the best at typing out their opinions and people reading it in the same light, in the way that you meaning it. Yeah, because people take it out of context, because maybe they can't see something where you're joking around or being sarcastic and things like that. But largely, I think in typed text is not the place to be making jokes or being sarcastic either, unless that's what you do with that particular avenue when you're writing something, and it should be known that you're doing that. Maverick Pilgrim says, at Stanton, the only review that matters is yours. I would encourage you go see it. And I feel the same about that, Maverick. I would too. I would too. Sith Lord says that I can agree with Maverick. Yeah, definitely. Max Santiago says, I'm happy if people like it, but the Disney sequels broke my heart. Luke is my favorite character in all of fiction. And that's fair enough. And I totally understand what you're saying there, Max Santiago. And there are plenty of people out there who feel the exact same as you do. And for me, like I like Luke Skywalker. He's definitely not my favorite character, though. For me, my favorite was always R2-D2. I just always loved R2-D2, Han Solo, and even Chewbacca. Chewbacca was another one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying, right? I'm sure you do. If I was gonna say if Wookiee supremacy was here, he'd know exactly what I just said. let's see. Sith Lord says, agree. Oh man, I jumped here. I jumped here. I jumped here. You guys are being so awesome today, man. Um, let's see. Ooh, you know what? According to Christy, how are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. Let's see. There we go. Let's do that for Christy. Um, oh man, you guys are being really active today, man. That's awesome. Um, Aggressively relaxing says, "Oh, there we go." Sith Lord says, "Agree, Max, but Vader was mine and Boba Fett." Yeah, I was gonna say Darth Vader was definitely another one of my favorites growing up. And don't get started on Boba Fett because aggressively relaxing is gonna say something about his cargo pants and those work gloves. Maybe I'm the one about the work gloves. He's the one about the cargo pants. Aggressively relaxing says, "Han Solo becoming a deadbeat dad bums me out so much." And see, like, I think I kind of look at that whole Han Solo thing a little bit differently, but I understand what people are saying there. Max Santiago says, I have the originals and the EU. That's what I'll stick to. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough, you know. I can't blame you for that, especially with your feelings about the sequel trilogy here. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Aggressively relaxing says, but now I have Poe, Kanan, and some really good comic books. There you go. There you go. Maverick says, my only major disappointment with the Rise of Skywalker was the lack of cyborg Ewoks. I know, right? Where are those at? It was pretty cool seeing the Ewoks there, though. It was nice that they kind of brought that in. According to Christy, says Captain Marvel was just kind of bland to me, and I'll give you that definitely. I think there's that. And again, I think it's a good movie. It's just there's a lot to be had. There's a lot of things, and I actually got a video that I've been wanting to do. I've been putting it off, but it's going to be called "Saving Captain Marvel" and what I think they could do to salvage the Captain Marvel franchise, and as far as paying homage to actual Captain Marvel and giving him his due respect. Um, Aggressively relaxing says Red Letter Media had me so hyped for evil Ewoks. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the video, but I'll have to check that out. That would be great. Sith Lord agrees here. It looks like Maverick Pilgrim says maybe that's what all the hooded figures in Sith Stadium were. If the visual dictionary says that, it would be like a second Christmas. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm guessing you're talking about yeah. Um, yeah, that was pretty cool. You know, seeing all those those would have been Sith, right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from what I took. Max Santiago says I would have been happy with the Thrawn trilogy. Yeah, certainly. And I don't know about the Thrawn trilogy, or I don't know about Thrawn or anything like that, but I've heard a lot of people say that. And again, I think my thing comes down to Max Santiago. Answer me, like, would you be happy if Disney took the EU and brought it into their canon and worked with it and made their movies? And I only ask that because how people feel about Disney and what they've done with Star Wars. That's the only reason I ask that when it comes to those kinds of things. Aggressively relaxing says my favorite thing about this new force power is they inoculated Rey from criticism by giving it to Baby Yoda 2 weeks earlier. Phantom Menace, you tricked us again, Disney. Oh man, aggressively, you kill me, dude. You kill me. Um, Thrawn is an awesome character. Nice, yeah, and that's what I've heard too. According to Christy, says Cats was creepy. It was effing creepy as hell. I'm sure you're right there, Christy. Haha. Maverick says, haha. I thought the same thing. Aggressively, Baby Yoda does it. Canon. I wouldn't go see. Man, Santiago says I wouldn't go see Cats either. Me neither, man. Like, you're a brave man. You're going to watch Cats, or you just really like musicals. Immortal Biggie Shack says I meant fans. Oh, okay. I'm guessing you're. Yeah. Um, Social Introvert to me says thank you. Okay, so you do have a channel, Social Introvert. I'll make sure I go. I don't know. I can't remember if I subscribe to your channel or not, but I'll go check it out. Max Santiago says Trinity. One of the things that I need from Lucasfilm is to truly treat their fandom with more respect. You don't need to put out stuff with their employees drinking out of a mug that says I enjoy fandom. I agree. I agree with you there, Max. I think the studios need to be careful how they tread on with their fandoms, like online and in communications, because fans take that stuff seriously. We're passionate about these things. They need to keep all that stuff reeled in. It's okay for them to have their thoughts and opinions, just like it's okay for you to have yours, and me to have mine. but they need to be careful because they're the ones that are wanting you and me to go support their movies. So they got to be careful with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The fanboy tears thing. Yeah. Yeah. Totally, totally. Sith Lord says that's just bad business for any company to do. Empathetic. Agreed. Oh, Kobe is here from Kobe Reviews Movies, guys. You guys need to go check out Kobe from Kobe Reviews Movies. He's here. He's here in the chat right now. Kobe, if you're here and you want to drop, oh man, I don't know if you can drop a link to your channel here in the description. I actually shared your channel on Twitter just earlier this morning because Kobe is a young man. He's a teenager, I believe. He reviews movies and things like that. You guys need to go check out his channel. This guy is going to be he's good. He's damn good at his reviews and his breakdowns. You guys need to go check out his channel and subscribe to him. Support this young man because he's hella good at what he does, and I'm dead sure that here in the future as he develops and just going through life, he's going to be one of those bigger guys you hear about out there in the world of movie reviews or whatever he goes to do, because he knows what the hell he's talking about. I can guarantee you that he does. He's good. He's good. And thank you for being here. Max Santiago says, "Yeah, Sith Lord, I was in shock when they did that." Oh yeah, those pictures were with the tears thing. Yeah. Aggressively relaxing says, "Cats has always been bad. That is the point of the production. It was made for theater people to have a ton of fun, and the movie takes that idea to 10." I could agree with you there. Zulu Entertainment says, "What's up, everybody? What's up, Nerdy Blurb TV? What's up, my brother? How are you doing, Ryan? I hope you're doing well." Let's see. Sith Lord says WE whatever. Okay, gotcha. See, I'm bad with like acronyms and all that kinds of stuff. I'm bad with that. Sub Money says Second Street. I gotta go. Catch you later. All right, take it easy, Sub Money. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Nerdy Blurb TV says it's crazy because it feels like we traveled back in time with all this hate for Rise of Skywalker, like the Last Jedi days again. Yeah, agreed. And Ryan, I think there's just people out there that are gonna play it up anyway, just because there's largely a lot of people out there who are just looking for clicks and views. They're into that sort of algorithm or even that whole hate thing anyway. So they've got to continue rolling with it because they're not going to continue to get views from their viewers if they don't. And that's just that. But largely, I will say that Rise of Skywalker, I think, is a good movie. It definitely has its faults, though. It doesn't have as many faults. I would say I can't fault it as much as The Last Jedi. But this movie does certainly have its fault. One of those being it's too long of a movie and it crams too much into that movie. That's the biggest faults that I have with it. For me. But weird thing I enjoyed The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. I enjoyed it too. I thought it was a good movie. And again, beautifully shot and all of those kinds of things as well. So definitely one I think is a spectacle to be seen on the big screen. Fatal J says, Trinity, I'm here now. Pay me my $5 like you promised. Checks in the mail, bruh. Checks in the mail, Fatal J. Oh man, yeah. I missed because I was on Max's Mad Max the Mandalorian stream last night when Fatal J was doing his Keepers of the Force with our brother Damaj and I. And so I missed the live stream, so I made sure I went in there and I gave him a hard time in the comments section. It was funny, man. It was funny. Let's see. Oh, jumped on me again here. Sith Lord says, drive-ins were the shit. I wish we still had them here. Yeah, I know, man. I think where I live out here in Southern California, I think there's still a couple around. I need to take my kids to one of these days. Max Santiago says, absolutely, thank you. I will definitely start a channel. I will let you guys know when I begin creating content, but thank you very much for your encouragement. Yeah, I think you should, man. I think you should. Look forward to that. I definitely look forward to that. Captain Pennsylvania says, what's up? He says, what up? Chewbacca got that medal. I know, I seen that too. Chewbacca finally got his medal. That was cool. And Chewbacca was the one in the movie that almost pulled tears. I didn't do it. But he almost pulled tears from me in the movie. When he's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, he got me. According to Chris, he says, oh, I have a wrench. You get a wrench and you get a wrench. And Mortal Biggie Shack says, my favorite entertainment is usually watching people with a 14-year-old maturity level, teen mom love lock up after 90 Day Fiance breaking Amish. Yes, yes. Legit Chewbacca noise. Yeah, man. I've been working on that for a while. Max Santiago says Trinity the Throne trilogy is in comic book form at 3 paperbacks by Dark Horse Comics. Okay, I was gonna say I know I got I think a Thrawn one. I think I got it was on when Marvel does their True Believers. I think I got one of those books. But yeah, I'll have to go check that out. Max Santiago says, sure, the problem is Disney itself. The problem was Kathleen Kennedy and people that are working at Lucasfilm do not understand Star Wars or rather put out a political agenda. I can agree with you there. I can agree with you there to a degree. I think you're right. Disney should just do their own Star Wars and stay away from OG characters, and it would probably do better because they can only ruin their own characters. And and to add to that, Sith Lord, where I think you're absolutely right there, is the fact that their writers actually have to work hard at writing characters to get you to get you into them. You know what I mean? They actually have to put in that footwork to create characters in a world that you get invested in, as opposed to, hey, we just got these characters here and you're gonna like them no matter what we do with them. Because that's absolutely ridiculous, and that's what they do in the comic books as well. And I think you're right, and that's why in comic books I've largely turned a little more into reading indie comic books for that reason, because they have to work a little bit harder. These writers do in building a world and building characters that get you invested into them. Whereas Spider-Man, hey, we're just going to eat it all up because it's Spider-Man, right? Not so much. Not so much. Now, Max Santiago says now all forms of fiction have always have some kind of like a commentary on social political situations. However, the thing to me is that you should post a question as you should pose a question as a writer. Exactly, and I'll agree with you 100% there. Because when it comes to like the social and political situations, that's why I always laugh when people say like, "Oh, we just want these politics out of our movies and stuff." No, the thing is that's exactly what these art forms are for. Movies, music, comic books, any of these even art in itself is an expressive medium, and that's what it's for. Is for them to do that. The thing is it shouldn't be like when it comes to things like the Star Wars stuff. It shouldn't be so on the nose. It shouldn't be so lazy. It shouldn't be lazy writing. It should be in there because that's really the point of it. You can go through and find the politics in the original trilogy, in the prequel trilogy, and all of those things. It's the way it's done. It's the way it's done. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Max. Absolutely. Um, Nerdy Blurb says, been a fan of Kobe for a minute. Keep it up, bro. Oh yeah. Kobe's good. Yeah, he is good. Max Santiago says, therefore, the job of the writer is the partial is the partially an idea and half the audience gravitate and debate and talk about it instead of just telling you what he thinks, because when you do that, you're not really writing a story, just providing propaganda. Right on the money. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think you're pretty much reflecting exactly what I'm saying there. Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be so on the nose. You should pose those questions. You should put the things out there for people to draw their own conclusions on. Yeah, just good stories and characters, says Sith Lord. Exactly. Aggressively relaxes says, Hollywood makes one. Ooh, jumped again. Man, maybe I just need to skip some of these and catch up because you guys are being really active today, man. That's awesome. Um, Hollywood makes one Star Wars film for conservatives and drops the agenda. Now the left are losing their minds. Right. Maverick Pilgrim says, I think Deborah Chow Obi-Wan series will go a long way in mending the fandom. I absolutely agree. Because the Deborah Chow directed episodes of The Mandalorian are the best ones of the series. Absolutely 100% agree with you there. Absolutely. Deborah Chow is knocking it out of the park. I'm not sure what else she's done and directed besides those 2 episodes, but she knows what she's doing, and I like it. I want to see more of that. Max Santiago says, I think adapting the EU into the movies, it could be done with people that actually care about story, which Jon Favreau and they will fill the only have shown that with Jon Favreau, and they only have shown that they are the right people. Deborah Chow. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah. Exactly, I agree with you. They need to get people who actually care about it and want to pay those respects and do those movies with the love and care that they deserve. I absolutely agree with you there. Nerdy Blurb TV says the Rise of Skywalker wasn't the best film than The Last Jedi, but it was a better Star Wars movie. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you there. Rise of Skywalker was a better Star Wars movie than The Last Jedi was. I agree with you there because, like, I like The Last Jedi. For me, it does more bad than it does good. I've said that many times. It does more bad than it does good. But as a Star Wars film, it's not a great Star Wars film in that sense. In that sense, absolutely. Tommy, what is up, my brother? How are you doing this morning? Biden Touch, how are you doing this morning? The Great Council, what's up, my brother? How are you doing, Darth Daddy? Speaking of which, Darth Daddy, I still got to go through and watch that video that you dropped yesterday with Josh from the Den of Nerds. I've still got to go watch that. And Captain Pennsylvania, oh, is Captain Pennsylvania still here? Awesome, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, seen him here earlier in the chats. Thank you all so much for being here. According to Chris, he says, Trinity, I cried like a baby at Chewie's reaction. I know, it really was. And you know what? Rey's reaction when she thought she killed Chewie, like that was a blood curdling scream, man. I heard that, I was like, ooh, man, like I don't know that she's got a scream for horror films, but that was one hell of a scream too. But yeah, seeing I think because that's another one of my favorite characters growing up was Chewbacca, and it hurt. It did hurt. It did hit me. It's probably hitting me more right now when that happened in the movie. To me, I'll liken it to the fact of, when I went to my grandpa's funeral and I was all okay until I seen my Uncle Bill busting out in tears at his funeral because he was one of my uncles that I really looked up to as a child. And seeing him break down in tears at my grandpa's funeral, it made me cry. It made me emotional seeing that. Definitely. Same thing with Chewbacca. I'm there with you there. Social Introvert TV says there's a drive-in theater about 40 minutes from me in Beaufort, South Carolina. Haven't been in a while. Oh man, awesome. Good deal. Fatal J says, Trinity, I'm going to join your Patreon. Don't, because I have Patreon exclusive stuff up there, and I was talking trash about you in one of those Patreon exclusives. I'm kidding, but I actually do with my Patreons here over the next year. I am going to start doing some exclusive content, commentaries, and things like that, specifically for my Patreon supporters. So if you do, I'm going to be look forward to some of that coming up. And you guys, if you are Patreon supporters, make sure that you let me know what kinds of things would you like for me to talk about specifically for you guys, and that includes people like Maverick Pilgrim. Tara Zahn, and some of my other Patreon supporters. Let me know what you want me to talk about there on Patreon specifically for you guys, because I'm going to be doing some of that stuff for you guys. Too Many Comics, what is up? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well today. Tommy says, hope everyone is ready for Christmas. No last minute shoppers in here, is there? Yes and no. I got some last minute stuff I got to do still. Captain Pennsylvania says, I just want good Star Wars content in the future. Since everyone has crazy theories, I want Jedi Chewie training R2-D2 while Mando watches. Yes, I'll agree with you there, Captain Pennsylvania. But the way you wrote that statement just makes me think of Jay and Silent Bob. Well, I think you know what I'm talking about while you watch. Let's see. Christy says, Tommy, I'm trying to donate through Streamlabs, but it's not working. Oh, really? Huh, that's odd. Why, my Streamlabs isn't working? That's weird. My Streamlabs should be working. Let's see. Is that the link not working? It should be. Dang it. I'm not for sure why. Well, that sucks, but hey, it's a thought that counts, man. That's a thought that counts. That's odd. Let's see. The Great Council says, I don't care what anyone says. I'm a happy Star Wars fan after the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I'm happy. I think overall, for me, this there should be more for this whole Skywalker saga thing, because and I talked a little bit about that on LB's stream yesterday when I was there with the Lonely Banters. With Anakin Skywalker, we got basically two sagas of his character arc. Where with I guess you could say with Rey or even Ben Solo, Kylo Ren in this case, we only got 3 movies. I think they should have planned for more than that. So I think they just crammed too much into one little saga. But I hear you. I hear you. Captain Pennsylvania says it was a good movie. Yeah, it was a good movie. Nerdy Blurb says politics in movies has been here since Citizen Kane. It's just that the balance between that and the story needs to be there too. Yeah, I think the balance and also just like the narrative that you want to say shouldn't be so on the nose. I mean, it shouldn't be lazy writing. It should be done in a sense where you get to decide for yourself. And that, you know what, Black Panther is a perfect example of that. It's a perfect example of that. The Last Jedi wasn't one of those, wasn't as on the nose as we all think, but it was trying to do too much and too many issues all at once. I think it was a little too on the nose, but I do agree with you there too. That there was too much and too many issues all at once. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, let's see. Um, Biden test says, looking forward to episode 10 when Palps is back again. Right? Oh, man. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Matt Santiago says, LOL. Guys, Deborah Chow, Deborah Chow said, I don't want to be known as the female, as a female director. I don't want to be known as an Asian director. I just want to be known as a good director. Star Wars savior right there. Exactly, yeah. And yeah, definitely. Definitely, much praise for that too. Um, Captain Pennsylvania says that's what I was going for. Jay and Silent Bob. Yes, all right. Yes, I'm glad I got it. I got it then. I'm glad I got that. Uh, that's a real director, Max. Yes, agreed. Says Sith Lord. Yeah, agreed. Mads Mama Bear, thank you so much for being here. It's been a while since I've seen you here. I hope you're doing well, and Merry Christmas to you as well, Mads Mama Bear. Thank you. We're getting ready to go out of town. Actually, tomorrow we're leaving to go to my sister's out in Seattle. So I'm going to be out of town for a week, but guys, don't think that you're not going to be getting content here on the channel, because I actually have videos already recorded and uploaded ready to drop for you guys over the next week, and I will probably still be doing some of the morning chats and stuff like that. I mean, we got modern technology these days, guys. I don't have to be here at my house, or I mean in my studio, to bring you guys some content. um, let's see. Sith Lord says, has anyone seen the Jay and Silent Bob reboot? Yes, I have seen Jay and Silent Bob reboot. If you're invested in all of the Jay and Silent, in all of the View Askew films, all the Jay and Silent Bob stuff, you'll definitely like it. If you're new to it and you're not invested in it all, it might not be for you. For me, the comedy, there wasn't as much comedy in it. I mean, there's comedy in it. It's just like not as hilarious unless you're invested in all the films. There are some more heartfelt moments in it, and it does a lot of commentary about reboots, remakes, and things like that with Hollywood. Absolutely hilarious. I thought the movie was really good. I can't wait to own it on DVD so I can watch it again. But yeah, I did see it, and I thought it was pretty good. Tommy says, I haven't, but then again, I haven't had money for movies either. Understandable, Tommy. I totally hear you. Captain Pennsylvania says, no, but I want to see it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I went to see it. They did the Fathom Events thing. I went to see it where they played Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and then the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. And I thought it was really good. And watching Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back on the big screen once again was a treat. It really was. Because, I kind of forget how great that movie is. I mean, it's so funny. Let's see. Mads Mama Bear says, I'm a member of the Alt View movement. That's funny. Nerdy Blurb TV says, I gotta go back to work, but always a blast. All right, man, take it easy, Nerdy Blurb TV. Yeah, you guys should definitely make sure that you go check out Nerdy Blurb's channel. He's an absolutely great content creator. Best editor here on YouTube, for sure. Captain... Oh, man, that's awesome. Captain Pennsylvania pledged $10 via Patreon. Thank you so much, Captain Pennsylvania. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. And again, I appreciate that. Guys, I'm a new channel, so I mean, I don't have a whole lot in value to give to you guys, but definitely let me know there on the Patreon what I can do for you guys, because there's a lot of things that I have to offer, I guess, that I could offer there on my channel, that I want to talk about, and I will be doing some more of that content for Patreon supporters. Again, Captain Pennsylvania, thank you so much for doing that. Fatal J says, "What up, Tommy? Hello, Mads." Fatal J, I hope you're having a good morning. Biden Touch says, I really hate Jay and Silent Bob. What? You hate Jay and Silent Bob? All right, fair enough. That's all good on you, man. No problem with that. It's certainly not for everybody. It's certainly not for everybody. Um, Fatal says, Tommy, I'm off for 2 weeks and get paid. I'm having the best day ever, bro. Woke up drinking coffee and reading comics. I'm gonna read some comic books after this as well. But actually, I've got to go work and see some people, and then I'll be back reading comics so I can get some videos shot, some more videos shot for you guys here over the next week. Sith Lord says, "You're missing the ganja, Fatal." Yeah, Fatal, you are, man. But he can't do that nowadays. He can't do that nowadays. um, And Tommy says, "Merry Christmas to you all." Merry Christmas to you, Tommy, and all of your family as well. Sith Lord agrees with the same sentiments. Yes, definitely. Sith Lord says, "Merry Christmas, Biden, and to the fam." Yes, Merry Christmas to all of you guys, man. I hope you all have a very good Christmas. And, guys, let's not forget, I know sometimes we seem to forget these things, especially as children. I remember, it was all like, oh, get gifts. But you know what? And that's something we're kind of deciding here lately for the kids in our family and everything as well, is we're gonna stop doing like the traditional Christmas thing where it's all about gifts and stuff like that. We're gonna start. I think what the talk is, we're gonna start we're gonna go somewhere and just hang out as a family. You know what I mean? Not just me and my wife and kids, but like with her brother and sister and things like that, and just get together. And which we do anyway. We all get together and have fun. At one of our houses and open gifts and stuff like that. But we're talking about maybe going to Big Bear and just having a good time as a family, go and hang out and just eat dinner and be festive. Or, I was thinking maybe one of these years we'll just all go to Disneyland and just hang out and have a good time, or Universal Studios and have a good time. Or there's that other place, that Great Wolf Lodge. Go there and have a good time as a family, because really that's what it's ultimately about, is getting together with our loved ones and having a good time. And you know what? Speaking of which, guys, let me know down in the comments below. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I'll probably end up doing a Christmas Eve live stream before we head off and go do get on the plane and everything. But I also want to say that what about Christmas Day? Do you guys want a Christmas Day stream? Should I do one on Christmas Day? I mean, even a short one. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Fatal says, "Second, I'm going to join your Patreon, bro. I'm also going to start my own." You should. I mean, I think everybody should, because, especially if you're not a monetized channel. I mean, just because there are people out there who were willing to donate $1 or $2. I know Lou has been a very great supporter here of the channel. And again, guys, I don't want you to think that I'm strapped for cash or that I'm begging for money or anything like that. I just know that there are people out there who want to support the content, and I know I myself support several different people out there through Patreon, and also with when I go to their live stream, sending in super chats and things as well. I think that's a good thing that we should do for creators, because it's a lot of creators put a lot of hard work into their videos, and it's not like we're getting rich off of it, and it's not like we're all just wanting to do it for money either. You know what I mean? But I think for the most part, most of us who do that are doing it just out of the generosity of our hearts, and also to support those that we like seeing content from. Biden Touch says, "Gonna do Festivus instead." Awesome. Festivus for the rest of us. Yes. Captain Pennsylvania says, "Merry Christmas, everyone. Somebody get me a Switch so I can play Ultimate Alliance." Oh, I know, man. Oh, I want to play that, because the first Ultimate Alliance, I loved that game. The second one I thought was okay, but I thought the first one was the best one. Imagine that. Mads Mama Bear says, "Honestly, I've felt better. Got strep or something. Medication is helping." Oh, man, that sucks. My kids have been sick too, man. All my kids have been sick, and that sucks, seeing our kids when they're in pain like that. Max Santiago says, "Trinity, which is your favorite comic book movie? Which is your favorite comic book on stands right now?" I've got a top 10 list of 2019 getting ready to come out. But if you're wanting something that's currently coming out right now, I would have to say is probably either Resonant on Vault Comics or The Plot on Vault Comics. They're both, one's a post-apocalyptic tale. It's kind of like a horror kind of book, and the plot is definitely a horror book. Definitely my favorite comic books that I look forward to reading every single time. But if you want to talk about, I gave away a copy of Neon Future recently, the trade paperback on my 1 year anniversary. And Tommy, I still have to get your copy mailed out. But those were that was definitely my favorite comic book of the year, along with Black Widow, No Restraints Play. It's on trade paperback right now. That one's actually my probably my favorite because it deals with real world situations in that Black Widow environment, and I absolutely love it because I have a wife and kids, and it hits really close to home. But those are a few of them. I'd say those are four of them right there. I would definitely say are great, and that is Resonant, The Plot, Neon Future, and Black Widow No Restraints Play. Those ones are definitely some of my favorites. Let's see. Fatal J says, I used to puff the Green Monster when I was a teen. Now in my 30s, I just drink coffee. Coffee is better when toking and drinking. Better than toking and drinking liquor in my book. Understandable. Fatal J says, coffee is a gift from heaven, bro. Yeah, it is. It really is. And I didn't really used to like coffee black. Mostly I drink, the keto coffee, the bulletproof coffee is what I started doing. But it actually got me to where I can drink coffee black now. I couldn't drink coffee black before. It was too bitter for me. But I can now, and I don't mind it. And I get coffee. The coffee I drink is, it's called Caf. Caffeinated as F from Black Rifle Coffee Company. Biden Test says, nah, take a break. Take a break on Xmas Day from your work. That's kind of my opinion. Okay, maybe I will. But let me know what else you guys think about that. But I was kind of thinking about that too. Maybe Christmas Day I'll lay off. Captain Pennsylvania says, drinking coffee right now. Me too. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Oh, and speaking of which, yeah, you see that coffee cup I drink from? This is a benefit bicycle ride from our fallen friends on November 18th, 2012. And this was the 2 o'clock scramble. That's how I got this. Block Bikes, 2 o'clock scramble. Overall champ was me. Man, I just gave you guys my last name. Oh no, I doxed myself. Oh no. People are going to come smash my mailbox. People are going to send me hate mail. People are going to... I don't know. Comic Jabroni, what's up, my brother? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And you know what? Comic Jabroni is definitely another channel you guys should go check out. He's another comic book creator here on YouTube. Does a great job. Edwin is a cool dude, man. Go watch his videos, man. Yeah, I love the way he always introduces his videos too, man. He's a good dude, man. Let's see. Okay, Sith Lord says, Fatal J, all good, man. It keeps my nerves down and more friendly. You know what? Honestly, Sith Lord, I will tell you, the same for me. I haven't in probably a little over a week now. But I will tell you, for me, it helps me focus. It really does help me focus. Like when I used to work at Walmart, it was like, for me, it was like before work, break time, lunchtime, break time, after work. And I'm not kidding around. Like, it helped me focus because otherwise, my mind goes a million miles an hour on things. Like it goes here. Back in the day, they would probably say I have ADD or something like that, or ADHD or whatever that stuff is. Because yeah, my mind it goes like that. It does. Mads Mama Bear says, when I was a teen, I used to sit around talking about nerdy stuff. Good deal. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nerdy stuff is the right stuff. It's the right stuff. Ooh, cringe. Ooh, man, does that show my age? That I know that song? Man, Mads Mama Bear, I know you know it too. I still love Legends. Scott Summers guy myself. Yeah. X-Men Legends. Yeah, Scott Summers. Yeah, Scott Summers is legit. And you know what? They're finally giving him his due diligence in the X-Men comics now. They really are. 19K Fox says, "What's up, Disney shill?" What's up, 19K Fox? How you doing, man? 19K Fox is another great creator here on YouTube as well. You guys should go subscribe to this handsome man. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, look at this face. Right? That's a handsome face. But then I sometimes see dudes like 19K Fox out there. I'm just like, Yeah, maybe I just need to put a bag on it. Maybe I just need to bag it. Sith Lord says, my wife is in the corn garden below my secret window. What? I don't even know what that means, but okay. Tommy says, no problem, bro. I did send you my address, right? Yeah, you sent me your address. I've really just been so busy lately, and the only reason that the person who won the trade paperback got theirs is because I just ordered it directly from the website at Impact Theory and had it shipped. And the only reason I didn't do that for the number ones for you guys is because one, I already have them here at the house, and two, for them to ship the one comic book out was outrageous shipping prices when I can just send it in the mail for a few bucks. But I'll get that out to you. I'll get that out to you. Maybe I'll see if I can get that out today. I'll see if I can get that out today. Matt's Mama Bear says, heck yeah, I know that song. Not afraid to say New Kids on the Block. Fan for life. Yes. Sith Lord says, watch the movie Secret Window. You know what? I actually own the movie and I haven't watched it in a while. So I kind of figured that you were alluding to that, but again, I have to watch that. It's been a while. According to Chrissy says, at Matt's Mama Bear, dang it, I meant to send that to Second Street. Sorry. Oh, what'd you miss? But I don't know what we're talking about here. Young Ripper 59, what's up, my brother? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Um, Maverick Pilgrim says, drone are on the way, Trinity. Right? Max Santiago says, thank you, Sith Lord. Have a great time. We all your family and friends. Yes, definitely. Let's see. And yes, Young Ripper 59, I hope you're having a good day as well. I missed your live stream yesterday, man. I was on a live stream with somebody else yesterday, but I think maybe when you were live streaming yesterday, I think we were at I took the family to see Rise of Skywalker when we got out, but we're looking forward to going back and watching that. And you know, man, I'm on like all your live streams, man. I got the notifications on. I'm like, second I see it, like boop, because it's always good, man. It's always a great time being on your streams, Young Ripper. Um, okay, yeah, there we are. Captain Pennsylvania says, "Oh, I'm loving the new X-Men series. People are about to be introduced to the real Scott, especially with them going to Disney. Yeah, probably so. But yeah, they're finally doing Scott Summers some justice in the comic books. Um, let's see. I'm Two Skills. What's up, my brother? How are you doing? Max Santiago says Vault Comics. Gotcha. Yeah, and I will say honestly, Max Santiago, go check out. You could probably check out just about any of the Vault Comics books and find something enjoyable. Because I think most of their books I've read are very, very good books. And again, not all of them are for everybody. Because like, there's one right now called Money Shot. It's not for everybody. I like the book, and it's actually written by Tim Seeley and Sarah Beatty. And if you get on Twitter and follow Sarah Beatty, you'll see she's one of those blue check marks out there. That's probably, she's one of those anti-Trump people. One of those, you know what I'm talking. She's one of those weirdos out there. But again, I'm not one of those people that really cares what other people's political opinions are out there. But she's one of those. She's one of those she's one of those typical blue check marks. But again, she's writing this comic book that is absolutely hilarious in Money Shot. Funny stuff, funny stuff. But I like what Vault Comics is doing with their books. Um, 19K Fox says, haha, come on, man, best comics content right here. No, man, seriously, hey, it's all good. My hat's off to you, dude. You got good genes, I'll say that. Good genes. And I don't mean like the jeans that you wear, but maybe you wear good jeans too. I'm True Skill says, I got an off top question. You ever set up a video doorbell? I haven't. I have not. And I've thought about getting one of those. But I haven't. Sith Lord says, the Baby Yoda stream. Oh no, what I miss? I must have missed something there. Oh, was that yesterday? Was that what yesterday's stream was? According to Christy says, it was in regards to you talking about New Kids on the Block. Oh, okay, right. Young Ripper says, big thanks, man. Nah, big thanks to you, man. Like I said, you got passionate fans there, and I think a lot of that has to do with the things that you cover, the topics that you cover, the way you're so well spoken and knowledgeable about the things you talk about, and you're always willing to acknowledge that when there's something if you talk about something you're not the most knowledgeable, you're not going to act like you know it all. You're not going to be mad just to be mad. And I think because you're real, you're just yourself, which is what I do here on my channel as well. And we know there's plenty of people out there who kind of play it up and who just largely aren't themselves on their streams. And yeah, you always got to keep it real. You always got to keep it real, man. And big hats off to Young Ripper. Definitely one of the content creators that I look to for inspiration for my channel and what I do. You know what I mean? And in case you guys don't know, I'm 40 years old. Young Ripper is a much younger guy than I am. Well, I won't say much younger, but he's a younger guy than I am. But that's one of the things. Like, he's still an inspiration to me. You know what I mean? And that's what I look for in people. Like, it's not an age thing. You know what I mean? When it comes to those kinds of things, because a lot of people are like, who inspires you? Who are your heroes? Young Ripper is one of those kind of guys. He's somebody that inspires me. He's one of my heroes, you could say, in the fact of what he does, and the kind of following he has. You can see he's got those passionate fans and things out there, and I think that's he does stuff that I think we could all look up to in those kinds of senses. In that, just be yourself, and basically don't ever fake the funk, man. Just be real. Be real. Maverick Pilgrim says, pro tip, I always buy a block of tickets for big movie releases, and my friends all pay me back. That way I get the rewards. Got a free ticket after the Rise of Skywalker. Boom! Free second viewing. You know what? I actually, Maverick Pilgrim, I do the same thing with, I got a few friends that I do that with as well, is with the MCU movies, every time we go to a new one comes out, I automatically buy 4 tickets because I have at least 3 or at least 2 that go with me, and then I have one for myself, obviously, and one just in case somebody else wants to go. Let's see, but yeah, definitely, yeah, pay it forward, man. I'm True Skills says, at Young Ripper, what's good, brother? Big fan of your channel. Yeah, man. He's got a great channel. And again, I'm not big into politics and everything, but the politics he talks about, I enjoy it because the way he talks about them. And also, I don't do politics. I'm not like, I'm not like a leftist or right, one of the or a righty or anything like that. I've actually just watching his channel. I'm probably coming to the thought that I might be politically aligned with the same thoughts that the Young Ripper has, because most of the stuff that he says on his channel, I typically agree 100% and feel the same way about. So I think I'm there too. You know what I mean? Because the government has too much control over a lot of things in our lives and stuff like that, and we all know that taxation is theft. According to Chris, says grits are gross, but Mads, you are a great cook. Yes. Second Street Marvel. Tommy says, Second Street Marvel, your head is off for 19K Fox. Not you, Jimmy. Oh man. I'm True Skill says, bro, I'm stumped on what video to make with all this Star Wars craziness. Just make something about how you feel about it, man. Make something about how you feel about it. Put your own opinions out there for it. Yeah. Social Introvert TV says, talk about what you love about Star Wars or what got you into it. Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. Let's see. Christy says, what? People are fake on YouTube? Shocker. Yes. Captain Pennsylvania says, I'm True Skills. The world needs some Conan the Barbarian Marvel news. Yes. Tommy says, I never let any hot topic influence my vids. It's whatever I want to do. Yeah, exactly. Now, however, depending on what you want to do, with your channel, sometimes you should pick hot topics, to get some views and stuff like that out there. Because there is, no matter what you think, there is a point to clickbaiting, and it's something that you have to do and give into at some point. Even I've even done it here on my channel a little bit, but I try to do good clickbait, not bad clickbait. Definitely. Maverick Pilgrim says, YouTube, we can't. Why can't we like comments in the stream? Why can't? Oh, right. Yeah, I know, right? Captain Pennsylvania says they probably don't because it's because they don't know he's a Marvel character. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm reading. Max Santiago says, I'm reading everything going in Conan the Barbarian, Savage Sword, Savage Avengers. Yeah, Savage Avengers has been great. I haven't really read any of the other Conan comics though. I didn't even read the Conan 2099. I missed that one. Completely forgot to do that one. I'm True Skill says, I guess I could talk about Star Wars. Yeah, you certainly can. Absolutely. Maverick Pilgrim says, I stopped going to Hot Topic in 1999. Right? Matt's Mama Bear says, I know, I got my vampire teeth from there, Tommy. Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. All right, guys. Well, it's getting ready to be 10 o'clock, guys. I've got to go out and do some work. I got a few other things I've got to get done here for the day. I hope you're all having a good day. Like I said, I am going to be out of town over the next week, but don't think that that's going to slow me down from bringing content. I've already got some videos shot for you guys to do. I'm probably going to see if I can get a couple more shot today and put up there, but I will still be doing some live streams as well because, you know, modern technology, you know, there's absolutely no reason. I have no excuse for not being able to bring you guys some live videos or even some other content as well. But thank you all so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. To the new Patreon supporters, anybody who's donated money to the channel, I absolutely love you guys 100%. Please, if you are a Patreon supporter, make sure that you go there and let me know what kind of content you would like me to do for you guys there. Here, going into the new year, I am going to be doing some exclusive content over there just for you guys. Probably more commentary kind of stuff as far as things going on in fandoms and things like that. So make sure that you look forward to that on the Patreon. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. I hope you all have a very good day. Have a Merry Christmas. Spend some time with your loved ones. Enjoy it. Give them hugs. Give them kisses. Love them. Because you know what? They're not always going to be here with us, man. Sometimes I think we take advantage of that. And yeah, you all have a very good day. And we'll see you tomorrow morning on the Morning Movie Chat. Later.